So we are here with Ben Coleman, who just returned from Austin, Texas, as the #1 male deaf pickleball player in the world for multiple events. And we're so excited. You're one of our local friends that we play with, and thanks for coming out and talking to us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me, and really appreciate. It was a good drive. I like the drive coming here, and I really appreciate the invite, and I'm looking forward to discussing, talking more about pickleball, and talking about the knowledge, talking about everything that the journey that we've been on, and really thank you for the invitation.
And a huge congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
That's amazing.
No, it was really a good time in Austin, Texas. It's our national deaf pickleball tournament that we host every year, and that was our 4th tournament that's been hosted, and the first was in Sacramento. Let me know if I'm wrong, but California was first year, and then second year was in Florida, Naples in Florida, and then third was Arizona,
okay.
Phoenix, around Phoenix, and I think it's Gilbert, Arizona. But good pickleball facility there. A lot of the pros were there. I know the lights. A lot of pros hosted tournaments there, so we played there. It was nice to experience that tournament there. Then this one, Austin, Texas, was a dreamland. So one of the first original Major League Pickleball to host there. So they have their players that had their teams, the original team that were there that hosted and that were part of that Major League Pickleball with the original lineup, the headshots of all the players that were on that team. So just seeing that, I think I took a video, sent it to you too, but you just see everybody. And that was just a really cool moment to see and kind of like feel what the pros in the past have been through and to play on that court. I mean, I think my drives, my RPMs on the ball was just spinning. I mean, I was just feeling the flow. I just went with it and really just came on top, and I had an amazing time. Austin staff running that tournament with a great job. All credits to all the people that were involved. And I mean, there was many of them. There's a huge, great community in Austin, Texas. They're doing a great job running all the events, the fundraising, the preparation for the tournaments, during the tournaments. I mean, there was a conflict, they resolved it quick. They provided so much with the medals were great, but when you win when you win the championship, you got the Valair like paddles in the box, still plastic wrap. I mean, I got 2 of them. I'm trying to sell, so contact me. So I can only use carbon because I'm contracted with carbon. So it was nice to have that paddle it was just so that staff to get all the sponsors, to get all the contracts and have everything just smooth. It was really an amazing experience. I felt like a pro. I felt like, just on top of everything, and just, great job to the team. So really excited about that moment.
How many people were watching you in the audience, and what was that energy like?
Stole my question. That was my next question.
Yeah. So I felt like there was 1,000, 2,000 people just in and out because you had a disc golf tournament in the area too. So it was kind of smart because you have that community in the area. Some can disc golf that day and then go play their event in pickleball too. So many I know did both. So when I was playing we did the singles, and it was a double elimination because they expected rain that day. So they split it. The 3-0, the 3-5 singles, they were moved to another indoor facility. And it was a great, backup plan by Austin staff running that. But anyways, so when it got to the championship for singles, there was a lot of talk about who's the best. And I was in the championship with Damian Spillner. He's my original doubles partner. and he born and raised in Germany, and he moved here, met his girlfriend, they got kids over at Riverside, California. So he's my original partner. A lot of talk about who's the best, and we're in the championship, and we're just talking about how much, we love each other, and we're grateful for the opportunity. It was a great, amazing time. Austin, the courts, dreamland. We're talking about that. Everybody in the stands is like, who's gonna win? I think Damien, I think Ben, so we don't care about that. So we just wanted to provide a good show, and I ended up beating them in 2 and won the championship, but it felt like 500 people watching. I mean, it was just like, and you could tell, like, he gets a point, all of the west side. And then I get a point, a little quiet. I was like, they're like the dark horse here. Okay, I gotta be the villain in this game. But no, I really enjoyed it, and it was the same in Arizona last year. But I changed my character this year. It's just more friendly, just more having fun. Like seeing Dreamland just really hit me deeply. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, but in a positive way. So I just wanted to get everything. I've been training. I met you two before I went, and I remember, I drilled with you. I played with you, Vince, and what's that other guy's name? Xander was his name. Xander. He was awesome. You were awesome. Vince was awesome. So that really helped me, get prepared and have a great showing in Austin. So credits to you. Thank you for drilling with me.
Loved
Thank you for playing. I mean, so I just really, really look forward to coming back here from Austin and just continuing the drive. I've seen both of you, training off the court, and I like to do the same. So, yeah, so it felt like 500 people. The energy was great, everything. So I had an amazing time. And then the doubles, it felt like just double, triple the people just watching, because once somebody spreads, they're the top 2, they all come, they get a judgment, get an opinion for themselves. And I came out on top, and, I was just high-fiving everyone. I just took advantage of the moment, and I had a fan there. He was 13, Jeremiah, and, I watched him play, and, he was nervous, but I'm just like, you got it. So just having that opportunity to get back a little bit, and that'll be one of my favorite stories about Austin. We were playing on Sunday, and he was just sitting, and he didn't play until later. Him and his dad were watching close on my games and the course, and when I moved, they were near, they were following me around, and the boys was really watching closely. So we used carbon. He used a carbon, but he was going back and forth with Selkirk. So I'm like, I got an idea to get him committed with carbon. I decided to give him one of my 1X 16 millimeters with the core grip on it, with a new pink U-dripping grip. So I just had an idea. I told one of my friends, I was like, film me right now. He's like, what? I was like, I just gave him my phone. I was like, just film me. He's like, what am I doing? I was like, just film me. I was like, so started filming, took a drink, got the paddle, made a message. I just want to get back to the youth, and had an idea, walked up to the dad, got the paddle, walked up to the dad, and then I told the father, I was like, I really admire how you invest in your son. He cares about him, he wants to grow in pickleball, just investing, just short comments here, supporting him through the game, everything. So I just told him I love that about him. And I asked the boy, I was like, you use a 16 millimeter? He's like, no, 14 millimeter. It's like, well, I'm going to give you this. It's a 16 millimeter. And his jaw just hit the ground. I think it's still there in Austin. But yeah, so he was really amazed. And then after that, he just held it really close, watching every game. And somebody found a white marker. And after one of my games, he came up and signed it for him. So that really just that was the reason why I play, I never know who's going to watch. So I just show my best self, best character, sportsmanship. You know, if it's a bad day, just move on. Congratulate the other two for winning, you know, playing good. They earned it, you know, but I was able to come up on top 3 times with the gold. So, I mean, I'm just really grateful for the time. It was just an amazing time. So, yeah, felt like 1,000, 2,000. We were playing the doubles game.
That's
It was just all
amazing.
packed in.
So, question for you. So, you've emerged from being just a player to now being a player who's also serving as a role model. Does that affect you when you're playing at all? Thinking how many young people like Jeremiah might be watching you?
Oh yeah. I feel like my role is to demonstrate what good pickleball can be for the deaf community, and I try my best to compete with and against the normal. Like I say, the hearing tournaments. We say hearing, and in the deaf world, we say deaf tournament, hearing tournaments. So for the hearing tournaments, I would focus on trying to earn as much as I can, trying to accomplish as much as I can. I played in a lot of tournaments, and by doing that, I've gained so much network. I mean, it's just, I probably have over 100 or 150 group chats on WhatsApp because that's like popular with the pickleball right now. And they all start a group, you get added, you get invited. It's just a mile long of comments with everyone getting involved, and having that really, you know, you could pick and like I was able to sit down, look my phone, which group do I want to play with today? The bangers, or do I want to go with the more strategic, or the more, you know, dinkers who want to drop, get to the kitchen. So I was able to pick the style of play I wanted to face that week. But the more I got into it, the more I realized I really do enjoy coaching. I coached for 10 plus years, you know, through college, after college, and college too. I was the grad assistant baseball coach for Gallaudet University. After my playing days were over, my eligibility was up after 5 years. I used all my 5 years to play, but after that, I fell in and had the passion to coach, and I decided to be the grad assistant baseball coach under Curtis Pride. He was the first African-American deaf player to get in the MLB. And I know he's not gonna like the story I share, but he was on the Yankees when Boston Red Sox beat them after 3-0. So Boston was down 0. Yankees had 3 wins, and Boston came back, beat the Yankees. He was the center field at that time. So he always shared about that. And then he became the head coach for Gallaudet. I worked with him for 1 year. After that, I got the full-time, I would say general manager, head coach, instructor, private lessons, hosting clinics, everything for baseball for about 3 to 4 years. And that's how I met Will Frazier. He was my first pickleball partner. We went to all the tournaments together, and that's where the network grew. For example, Frankie, Frankie, he hosts one of the top best tournaments in Maryland area, DMV area. All the pros in the area, good 4.5, good 5.0s. Right now it's averaging like 5.5, 5.8, 6.0 players going every Thursday night to Frankie's, who's hosting the last one tonight. And, we're all very, very thankful to Frankie and what he's provided for us and the opportunities to grow and meet other great players and just really have a great time. So he's provided that. He's the champ. He's the man. So with that, all of that, I just had that passion to coach, and I was really successful with one team that I coached for about 3 years, and all of my 17 players that I added or that stayed with me all through the 3 years, I was proud to say that all my players were able to sign and continue college baseball and continue their academic, get a degree, play baseball, train. I mean, it was a hard-working group of guys, and we won a championship in 8 different states, but in 3 years we had 17 championships. So that was a great time. So now with that passion, I'm still wanting to coach. My vision is still being a part of giving back to the youth, having a high school team. I vision a high school team so we could have deaf national high school tournaments through the country, and every year we do host like a spike out. I think the sign for that is spike out, but that's a high school tournament for all the deaf institutes to go to and compete and win a national championship in that way. So I was thinking, I want to do the same and kind of create the high school national pickleball tournament for high school, and provide clinics for middle school, provide clinics for high school, train the high school team. My goal is to try to become a coach maybe, or become a committee for running the tournament, and going through the business side of things, having bids, different deaf institutes can bid for the next year and kind of arrange it and just make sure it's a smooth running tournaments. But that's one of my ideas. But right now I'm a coach, instructor, clinics. So yeah, it's one of my biggest things to give back. What I've learned, especially in the last 13 years, is when I started signing. It's really changed my life since I've been involved with the deaf community. My first 18 years was tough. I had speech therapy for over 15 years, which allows me to be able to speak clearly, I hope. But
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Very
So,
clearly.
people think I have an accent, but I think it's like partially deaf voice, partially Ohio accent. So it's
Little
mixed
mix.
in. It's mixed in. But I try to be clear. But like I said, 15 years speech therapy. My mom really invested in that to make sure I continued and to be able to communicate clearly, for the rest of my life. So I owe a lot back to my mom too. And so that was my first 18 years. And then I broke a record for shooting the most 3-pointers in one game. Gallaudet called me to recruit me. Got to Gallaudet, and the first coach was the football coach. He's like, I heard you play football. And then the basketball coach like, I'm recruiting him. And then the baseball coach, you're a pitcher too? So I ended up playing all 3 sports at Gallaudet. But when I arrived at Gallaudet, I had no ASL skill, knowledge. Maybe I knew about Gallaudet, the history, but that's kind of like the first thing you learn about the deaf community. Like, when you want to learn sign, I feel like the criteria is to teach the history first to understand, and then you start learning the hand shape, and then you start learning the classifiers, you start learning the parameters, So all the little things that involved with making the language. But I went through that. So that was 13 years now, and that's better for me because I can receive most of it and I understand more with sign language. And if I rely on spoken English, I'll miss about 60 to 70%. To give an example, my right ear is, are you guys aware of the decibel charts at all? Mm-hmm. So the decibel, so the higher the number, the more deaf you are. The lower, the more hearing capabilities you have. So for me, my right ear is 120 since I was 6. So that's max deaf all the way. And then my left ear is 85. For a hearing person, it's between 0 to 20. Mm. So 35 would be considering, some moderate hearing loss, 45, 50 in that area, 60 would be moderate, but 60 could be pretty severe, no? Yeah, so 60, pretty severe, but I'm 85 on the left with the help of a hearing aid, one of the strongest hearing aids I could find. And it's not really good for the, how do you pronounce that?
Audiology.
Yeah, like the audiological parts in the ear. So like, I have what is a nerve damage, and one side of my jaw interferes with the parts in the ear. So I'm not able to hear because of that destruction, the, what would you call it? Destruction. I mean, it's just in the way. There's no way for me to hear on my right ear. And then on the left side, it's just nerve damage. Because with the speakers so loud, it's like if you were to listen in the car with loud music, like your hearing would go down. It's like destroys, the hearing. But for me, I listen to the hearing aid every day. It's so loud that it's just going to deteriorate through time. When I was born, it was about 60. Now it's 85, so it's deteriorating. One day I'll be completely out. Like, no capability to hear, and I'm not going to go and get a cochlear implant. Like, I'm just going to stay that way because I can sign, I can speak, but to receive it, I have to depend on an interpreter. So if it was with a hearing person. But with the deaf community, I can sign all the way, be proud, not worried about missing things, but, because we can rely on sign language. So very grateful for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Long answer, sorry about that, but yeah.
No. The longer the answer, the better. So with the pickleball, I mean, you've played a ton of sports in the past. You've coached a ton of sports. So what other sports? You said the football coach wanted you, basketball coach wanted you, baseball coach wanted you. So there wasn't really a coach that didn't want you. So was there a sport you didn't play? Because you've played a lot of sports at a high level.
I can't golf. No way. I mean, if I slice it, I mean, the clubs are expensive, everything's expensive around me, and if I snap one, I mean, it's just not going to be a good day for me. So I tried hitting it at a Top Golf. I hit the side nets, like the side, just hit. I'm trying to hit it straight. I'll move over. I hit it, still slicing. I'll move over this way. It's still going that way. I was like, I want to hit it straight. Can't. So, yeah, so golf I can't. If I was to give it time, maybe, but I'm all about the training. That's for me. So growing up, my parents would have to work till 5. I'd be the first to arrive home, and I had a basketball, and I had a gravel driveway. That's why I don't know how to dribble. I'm not that good at dribbling. I just catch and shoot. That's all I do. But yeah, so I had a high school coach that was really strict about the dribbling. So he banned me from dribbling. I was to catch, shoot. That's it. And that was my skill. That was my thing. I just love to shoot. And, growing up, waiting for my parents to arrive home, I'd be shooting. It'd be dark, still shooting. Because the first thing that I could really hear was the pop of the net when you make it. So I was just obsessed with that noise, and now as an adult, I try my best to really be involved with the conversation and pick up everything. I'm just so focused, and now working, I mean, it's really helped get the recognition. Like some of my boss, like my supervisors, my bosses are like, he's really paying attention, hard. I was like, trying because I don't want to miss anything. I'm really, really trying. And so I just have that, emphasis with the eye contact and making sure, I depend on lip reading sometimes. Sometimes it depends on the room. If the ceiling's really high, I can't pick up really well. But if the walls are closed, it's slow. And if you're, within 5 feet, I can pick up most of it without worrying or stressing about it. But yeah. So,
you said during COVID it was hard because of the 6 feet.
COVID was impossible for me. I couldn't. I literally just turned off my voice for the 2 years we were going through the masking, and I just relied on sign language. That time I was in MSD, which is Maryland School for the Deaf, and I didn't have to worry at that time. But the previous 4 years, I was developing anxiety. I was developing a lot of like stress, just thinking, what are the parents going to talk about? What are my players going to ask me today? What's the bank teller going to tell me about my account? Like, I just stressed before going and having a conversation. And that was after college because I relied on the ASL, the American Sign Language, and for 13 years for 7 years on Gallaudet campus, and I was just free. I was just feeling good. And when I graduated, went to the real world, I developed this anxiety with spoken English. It was really hard for me. But right now, after MSD, after my new job with Frederick County government, I'm a recreation specialist for all the adult sports leagues. So you have to talk. Like, my supervisor told me, you need to make a voicemail message on your desk phone. I was like, what? Like, I was like that moment I went deep, like anxiety again. I was like, oh. But then with the technology, I relied on my iPhone. I was able to get any calls to that phone, transfer to my iPhone, and that's connect to the Bluetooth.
Okay.
And that really helps with picking up a lot more. So through the last 8 months, 10,000 athletes, many leagues, many campers, I was able to go through. So my confidence is a lot better. And I go to like the tournaments. When I talk, I'm like real close, and I'm like, not uncomfortable, but like to a point where I can pick up. Many know that I have a hard time hearing, and I made some great friends through the way, and they're very supportive. When I say what, they understand, they come closer, they tell me, and then I go. So I don't worry about that as much anymore, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming up and doing the podcast. We're excited to be working with you on the court, off the court. It's also really cool to have another Carbon player in the area. For a while there, we were like the only Carbon people that were, and not just a Carbon player, but a sponsored player. So you give lessons, you're playing tournaments, you have a great social media presence. So how do people keep up with you if they want to book a lesson with you, all that? Because we definitely want to make sure that you have a great trajectory, and if we can be even a minuscule part in helping you get there, that's what we want.
Yeah, we know you're organizing clinics both here at home as well as even in other countries. So what's the best way for people to contact you?
Yeah, I really rely on the social media, Facebook, Instagram. I got 2 Instagram accounts. Either is fine. I'll share my email with you guys. You can add on the bottom of this video, and I'll share a link with, the clinic that I do for Dill Dinkers in Frederick. I host clinics there, and I show up there most often now. It's closer to my home, but I go to Rockville, I go North Bethesda, and I play in those areas. Columbia, I play at Dill Dinkers in Columbia. But, to contact me, email, I'll share that with you guys. Instagram, Facebook, that's cool. And we'll just exchange to a personal text if that's better for the viewers and potential clients and stuff like that. But I'm just very motivated to just continue playing, teach whenever I can, and raise my son at the same time, just balance out life. But, really investing in myself too as a player. So if you want to join that journey, I'm really, I'm willing to share that opportunity with, players to join and drill, work out. Like, I'm always up for that idea. So.
And for your clientele, are you mainly focused on a certain niche, like adults or youth, hearing or deaf?
I like to mix it up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mix it up with all. Yep.
And any level, or do you have a certain, like beginners, advanced, tournament players?
With that question, I like to drill with, 4-0, 4-5, 5-0 and up with drilling. And then with teaching would be, 4-0, 3-5, 3-0 2.5, so I'm willing to teach. But I'll drill, I'll be in the lesson with you, and I'm giving you high quality reps. But when I'm focused on myself, I like to really have someone who can attack. I'm focused on dropping hard shots that are coming out. I like to drop, be consistent with that. So either way, it depends on the skill level, but I will be hitting with you regardless, your skill level.
Awesome.
That's great. I'm sure you'll have a lot of new clients coming your way, especially with all this hardware that you just brought home.
Yeah. So I'm really appreciative of that opportunity. That's 9 gold medals in 3 years for the deaf national tournaments. That's 9 out of 11 medals, so 9 golds. But just very appreciative, just grateful, thankful that I'm able to do that, and I just want to get back. So I don't like to talk about the medals, but I just like to talk about the growth and the expansion and how to make each other better, because there's just so much more pickleball opportunity to come. So, and there's other players that are getting a lot better too. So you got to keep up with it. And I like to be the voice of not giving up, supporting you through the hard, the good, the ugly, the pretty, everything with pickleball, all the sides to pickleball. So I just like to support that, be a mentor, be a supporter, be a coach, and be your friend. That's the most important thing, is to be a friend at the end of the day. And we all have a life, and we want to support each other and make sure that, we're all good and healthy. So that's really my motto, is just to be a good friend and continue getting better and better, improving all the way.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you again for
Thanks
coming
for
up.
inviting me. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.